It's HPR, All Things Considered, and I'm Dave Lawrence. During our pledge drive, we heard from a lot of Hawaii Public Radio supporters, and that included legendary entertainer Burt Bacharach. He's doing a string of rare concerts in Honolulu tonight through Sunday at the Blue Note. And here's more of our very special conversation with this musical giant. Hello, Burt.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, brother. Big aloha. I'm a huge fan. This is a giant thrill. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your words.
We are excited because of this experience to have you coming back to town, and we're really fortunate, Burt. One of our listeners here at Hawaii Public Radio, Steve, the mystery emailer, he dug up some history, and I just wanted to share some of it.
Okay.
It was May 21st, 1973. You were backed by according to Steve, 40-piece orchestra, 4 backup singers, 7,000 fans at the Blaisdell Arena, opening act, the comedy duo of Skiles and Henderson. Ticket price is $650, $550, and $450. This could have been your first show in the islands. Any memories?
If it's the show I'm thinking of, yeah. I think we'd come back from Japan, and we were going to play this concert on the way back. And a very complicated orchestration that I'd done, recorded on Wives and Lovers for a big orchestra.
Wow. Big orchestra, too.
Yeah, string quartet inside the big orchestra. It was a hard thing to record, and it was really hard to play with a new orchestra. But they were good. I don't know that they were expecting to have something that was maybe this complicated to change our time signatures constantly through the piece. And what happened was, like right in the middle of the piece, maybe the wind, there wouldn't be wind. It would have been something that would have blown the music, and the stand of the concertmaster, the violinist, blew it down. But it went backwards and hit the second stand.
Oh, no.
So we stopped. We stopped. I don't think we ever continued. We did try to continue, but the concertmaster was so,
jarred.
Stunned by the whole thing. He said, I'm going to sit this one out.
Could have been the air conditioning doing that.
You don't know. So there was just things like that are not supposed to happen. I thought it was a very good rehearsal that we had, and it was a good orchestra. But I understand something. The music blows off the stand falls down, falls backwards, and knocks the second stand down. It's a good one. It's a good story.
It's a great story, and certainly this next story has a great contributor to it. It was flashing forward to November 6, 1988. Dionne Warwick and Burt Bacharach performing before 1,000 black-tie VIP guests, the grand opening of the Hyatt Regency Waikoloa on Hawaii Island, and Dionne backed by you and a 30-piece orchestra. And at one point in the show, you said, quote, "Nobody sings my songs like this lady."
That's true. Brilliant.
Any memories of that show, or is that just one of too many to remember?
I remember that.
You do?
I do.
Any stories that go along with that, or I'll hit you with your my final one that I've got.
No sands falling down, no music. Nothing like that happened. We got a different kind of show now, and I think you'll like it if you're seeing it.
I'm definitely going to see it. Let me just drop this one last one, and then we'll talk about the new show. April 12th, 1991, first public performance together in Hawaii. Dionne and yourself, 5,000 at the arena, full orchestra, began with the song Promises, Promises, ended the show with the song That's What Friends Are For. Any memories of that?
Not so much, but you just mentioned 2 really good songs.
Right. No question. And with a career like yours, no one would fault you for not remembering those things.
Listen, it's been a very special life. I value it. I value every day. I never take anything for granted. I've got a terrific family. Marvelous lady I'm married to now, and with 2, for my age, young children. Oliver's 24, and Raleigh is 21, and they're both with my current wife. And Oliver probably will be on the road with me in Hawaii. He plays keyboard, so he'll be on stage a little bit, which is always a treat for me to have him with me. We've been all over the world together.
Oh, I can imagine. That's got to be very, very rewarding. On that note of mentioning your children and their youthful age, you've had, in the last couple decades really, an opportunity to continue to expand your realm into younger generations, and 2 of those things just come to mind. One, you with Noel Gallagher of Oasis performing live in London a few years back. You guys did This Guy's in Love with You.
Exactly. And it was a great moment. Noel was able to get through that first night. I mean, he never had an orchestra that big because it was a symphony orchestra. And he was supposed to do 2 nights, but he never came back for a second night. I think they all got wasted backstage afterwards. celebrating that Noel had done it and gotten through it. A good guy. I enjoyed him and the fact that he cared about my music and what he was doing.
And he's got the voice to sing that tune, too, I gotta say.
He did well.
It fits the Oasis sound and Noel's range particularly. And continuing with that, but another one that I look at this as just a very important part of your career in the later years, and you'll correct me if I have it wrong in how you look at it, but Mike Myers, the Austin Powers films, they introduced you to a new generation. Yep. And explain maybe how they first contacted you and maybe just some great memories of doing those.
Yeah, well, with Mike, I didn't know him. I knew of him from Saturday Night Live, and he had a house out here in L.A., and either renting it or owned it, I don't know. And he and Jay Roach, the director on all the Austin Powers, had me come over to the house and kind of talked me through this very low-budget picture that New Line was going to let him do. And the idea that they had would mean you'd have to come to Las Vegas for one night, and we'll shoot at night and put you up on top of a bus with a piano, and we'll go down the Strip, and you'll pre-record it because otherwise it'd be too much noise.
Right.
And so we did that until 4 or 5 in the morning. And then I got on a plane and went to Chicago and did a concert. And I thought, well, listen, I did a nice thing. These are nice guys, and who knows what's going to happen with this. They didn't know what was going to happen. Then it exploded. So it was a way to come in contact with a younger generation and be exposed. At least they knew the name, because Mike made no qualms about saying Burt Bacharach.
Oh, he loved introducing. You could tell that was like a highlight for him, without question. And then you follow up the first appearance by doing the duet with Elvis Costello in the second one.
Right. If you've not heard the album I did with Elvis, you should.
It's brilliant.
It is a very good album. Special songs that we wrote together and made this album together, and I'm proud of it.
You have so much to be proud of.
You're right.
Last month, the score released for A Boy Called Poe, first original score for a film in 16 years, John Asher film, obviously very meaningful for you too.
Very meaningful, because it really is a film I scored in a couple of days, though I wrote it first. But the subject matter is very close to my heart. Poe is a boy with autism, and of course having an autistic child with Angie, I had no hesitation saying, I'll do it. Just send a car for me. And I really like the song a lot. Sheryl Crow sings it in the film.
Right.
It's certainly worth seeing. And look, if it can kind of spread the word about autism, if it's shown in schools, kids don't bully kids who are disadvantaged,
Exactly.
1 out of 63 kids that are born, or something in that ratio, 1 out of 73, they're born autistic. And it's a very difficult situation. And then you've got a situation where 80% of the marriages dissolve with an autistic child. It's harsh.
Oh, it's very harsh.
And John Asher has an autistic child. So, for him, this was an important film to direct. So try to see it.
It's an important thing to show inclusion to all the disabled. So I just think it's great what you've done.
That's great. So you spread the word on this film, because even if it's shown in schools, even if it's shown to groups, just the knowledge of how autism behaves, what it's capable and what's not capable, and the various forms. Our daughter Nikki had a very severe autism, Asperger's. So it's a tough one. Very tough one. And if more people understand the disease through what we've done, we did good.
Absolutely, and it creates less bullying, less separation, and much more compassion and empathy for people.
Totally. And so try to see the film. I think you probably can get it on Netflix, but it's worth it. I'm glad we all did it.
I think it's impressive. And hey,
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Hope you had fun today. Thanks for doing this.
You're more than welcome, Dave. Thank you. Aloha. This is Burt Bacharach, and you are in a very special place with Dave Lawrence.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Burt Bacharach.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but everyone.